Meet Randall. He is merely one of the 17% of tertiary students that go without food regularly because they cannot afford it. Being unable to go without food regularly, he is forced to purchase cheap junk food and look around the university campus and dairies to save as much money as possible. Because of the high living costs, Randall is forced to juggle between his academics and his part-time job to pay for his expenses. Starving students has become a big problem in New Zealand. With tertiary education being a way out of poverty, they shouldn't be living in it. Some of the causes are the high living costs in New Zealand, the insufficient time that students have during their full-time studies, and the tertiary students' low income. One of the main symptoms is hunger. This then branches off into many different symptoms such as stress, health issues, low concentration, which can lead to poverty and ultimately depression. The width of the problem are the students who do not have the money or time to cover up for the expensive living costs. Rent prices can range from $350 to $500 in cities such as Auckland and Wellington. The maximum student allowance a student living alone can get is $177. However, this will decrease once students start to earn more than $214 a week before tax, being insufficient for some students to pay for their living expenses. The depth of the problem when being left alone is the tertiary students' declining health. Nutritional deficiencies can leave students malnourished and fatigued. This can lead to declining grades and failed graduations. Surveys show that 1 in 3 students have considered dropping out of tertiary education because of their financial pressures, having to work over 15 hours to support their studies. This can lead to decreased job opportunities and poverty, which will increase New Zealand's unemployment rate. This problem goes under the UN Sustainable Goal of Health and Education. To solve all these problems, we introduce a new app, FFS, Food for Students.
The way our app works is that a student will pick a category out of meat, fruit, veggies, dairy, or a mixture of all of them. The category they choose will depend on what sort of items they are missing in their groceries. While the student picks what available food there is, the app will also display the nutrition of it and how much of their daily intake it will include. After the student has picked which food they want, their phone then sends a signal to the Food for Students servers telling us what they picked. We then forward that signal to the food provider company's servers to let them know which food has been picked to be donated. After that, we send a signal back to the student's phone telling them about their order and when they can pick up their food. So at the end of the day, the student is happy as they have their food and won't have to go hungry, and the food companies are happy because they get a better reputation as a charitable organization and can feel nice and warm inside that they helped someone out.